Let's bring in our political analyst, Brian Sobel. Once again, your thoughts here on the nomination of Judge Gorsuch.
Well, he was one of the two that were in the running at the end, so there wasn't a third person. He's well thought of. It's a matter of whether the Democrats decide to fight this particular person. We do know that he has never weighed in on Roe v. Wade, but he is pro-life. He holds positions that Donald Trump has talked about in the campaign that are more conservative. However, in his career, he has ruled, like Scalia did, sometimes for the more liberal point of view. So he has a record of going in a different direction. He's a constitutionalist. He believes in the letter of the Constitution and doesn't veer off much from that.
He is 49 years old. He's written against euthanasia and in favor of political term limits. Your thoughts on that? Well,
yes, against assisted suicide and that sort of thing, written at length about that. A lot of people have mixed feelings about how they feel about that subject. And he is a prolific writer in his own way. And, you know, we're going to learn a whole lot more about him as the days go on.
Brian, let's talk about the confirmation process. Democrats are promising to, at the very least, slow down the process. Donald Trump was saying, I would hope that for once Democrats and Republicans can come together on this nomination. Do you see any chance of that happening?
Well, sadly, I think it was stated before we even knew who the nominee was that it didn't really matter who it was, but we're going to fight that nominee. I think Democrats are trying to make a point here, is you held up our nominee, now we're going to hold up your nominee.
You're talking about Merrick Garland.
Yes, and at the end of the day, the Republicans will use the rules of the Senate, even the so-called nuclear option, to overcome a filibuster and bring this thing to a vote. Normally, it would take 51 votes to confirm.
So there's really no way, in your opinion, that he could not be nominated, not be approved.
So we just don't know how much ammunition the Democrats are going to use, because potentially President Trump could have two more picks here, potentially in Ginsburg and Breyer.
Right.
So do they use all their firepower now, or do they save it for the next pick?
Right, and that's Julie, I think the point. If they look at this individual and say, well, okay, you know, makes some sense. We will save our firepower for the next person who may be even more
because you're replacing a conservative for a conservative here.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. So, but we will know within hours, really, where this fight's going to start heading.
President Trump has said he wanted to fill the vacancy by April 1st because April is a very busy time on the Supreme Court.
Yeah, well, he wants to, as we have watched now, he is going at warp speed, and one of the things he talked about was filling this job to get that person on the bench to get working, because right now there is this vacancy.
Okay, we're going to let you dig into Judge Gorsuch's life a little bit more, and we will talk to you at 6 o'clock.
Perfect.
Brian, thank you.